Hi, my name is Erica Young, and Marlissa Wells was my 16-year-old daughter. Marlissa was a very sweet, young, impressionable young lady. She was headed for greatness. Marlissa loved to sing. She loved to write plays, write poems. She did quite a few things in the church. She was very active in the church that she attended with my father. And this is where she met the young man. She met him when she was 14 at a Covenant Christian Ministry School. Kind of fell in love with the young man. He filled her head up with things and told her some things that made her feel good about herself. And he came here, we met the young man. Both of his parents are ministers, pastors, preachers, okay? So we thought it would be okay. And she was telling me how she was in love with this boy, the same young man, Matthew. Like Alyssa, he's in college, he wants a college girl, he ain't gonna want you, he gonna play with your mind. I said, but you know what, you gotta go through what me and 50 million other women and girls have gone through, and that's a heartache and heart trouble over a man. God knows I didn't know the boy was gonna kill him, okay? That particular day, that was the snowy day. It was snowing, had been snowing real bad out there on this particular day. 12:30, 1 o'clock was when I got a horrifying phone call. And it was my father, and he was hollering, he was screaming, he was just out of it. He was just, I couldn't understand nothing he was saying. And so the phone hung up. And then he called me back, and he was still doing the same thing, screaming and hollering. He was like, Marlissa, somebody hurt Marlissa. And I was like, what happened? What's going on? What? I said, who's there? Can I talk to someone? And he turned the phone over to a police officer. And the police officer said, you need to get up here. And I said, well, what's going on? What happened to my daughter? He said, I can't tell you anything. You just need to come up. He had stabbed her over 60 times in her head, her neck, in her chest area. He kicked her, he beat her. Well, we just had the trial in March, and what it came to be, all this was done because she thought she was pregnant. And he and her, from the couple of girlfriends that testified, they told him that she's a Christian girl. She ain't going to want to have no abortion. She's going to want to keep her child. And he was a college boy. He went to ABAC, Agriculture College out in Tipton, Georgia. And he went there on a basketball scholarship. So when it came out, he didn't want to lose, the life that he had. He had gotten a pretty good life going for himself. And instead of leaving her alone, he did this to her. And so there had been some violence or some abuse there, but us parents, the parents didn't know anything about it. She had been telling like her friends or her cousins or friends from school. These people knew about what had been going on, but nobody told anybody. Nobody said anything to an adult, a parent. Nobody. If a parent or an adult knew, none of this would have happened. None of it. But none of the parents, no adults knew. The kids knew. So, I would really strongly, reach out and try to tell our kids today that if you have a friend that's being abused and you know about it, better to lose your friendship with your friend than to lose your friend. Because had we known, any adults known, she would still be alive today.
Because of your experiences with this, is there something you want to say to parents out there with teens?
Get involved with your children, whether it's male or female. Because the same thing that happened to my daughter could have happened to my son if it was the tables were turned. If you notice that they're withdrawn or snapping for some strange reason. Because there were things that were going on that I didn't see. I saw it, but I didn't pay attention to it. You know, depression, being angry, because she was always angry at me when I had never done anything. But you know, love her. Secretive about her relationship. Find out what's going on with the relationship. You know, talk to your kids. Make them talk to you. If they say, "Mom, everything's fine," don't stop it. Don't take it from that. Just that everything's fine. Make them go into detail, because what they're not telling you, they're holding inside, or they're telling their little friends. And from time to time, go to the friends and, you know, sneak on the sneak tip and say, "Look, you know, how was so and so and her, you know, the little young man she talking to," or better yet, get in, talk to the young man. You know, get to know your children, the children that your children talk to, the children that that are in relationships with the children. I wished I had done it.
Talk with me.
Talk with me. Talk with me. Talk with me.
Talk with me.
Talk with me.
Talk with me.
Talk with me about how to express my feelings in a healthy way.
Talk with me about how to balance my schoolwork and relationships.
Talk with me. Ask me questions about what's going on in my life.
Talk with me about how to communicate with women.
Talk with me. Without making assumptions, just come to me. Talk with me about what I should look for in a relationship.
Talk with me about building my self-esteem. Talk with me.